This is a recent online consultation that I had with a child. You can get online consultations with me at theswingmechanic.com. As you can see here, his regular swing when we first started without me saying anything is what I'm showing right here. And you can see it's a very good swing just to start with. My inclination was that he probably had a very lead side dominant action to start with, but has just been working on so much of the conventional stuff. And when I postulated that to his father, he said that, yeah, that was the case. They've been working on a lot of kind of hands inside, throwing the hands and decreasing the body rotation through contact. But you can see, and this is what I see in the major leagues oftentimes too, is guys have sort of a hybrid action. You can tell that they still have a good lead side dominant action, but there's other elements kind of forced into it, the more conventional style elements forced into it. So this is what I oftentimes have to do is kind of rehab people from the conventional instruction that they've had for so many years. But what I like about it is just how connected he is there at contact. The back arm is not real extended. You see that's pretty good connection other than the lead arm being quite a ways away from the body. And then there's not a lot of flip going on right here. The back arm and the barrel seem to be in alignment, making sort of a straight line. That's what I look for. If it gets out of a straight line very soon after contact, then you know there's quite a bit of flip in there. So there's not a lot of flip in this swing, but you can see right here, he's very much taking the hands independently of body rotation. I want that first part of the swing to be almost like your arms are catching a free ride from the body rotation. I want to see that the body is really leading the way. It doesn't even have to be real pronounced, but this dropping action needs to happen. There needs to be something going on there. There doesn't need to even be a whole lot of straightness in the lead arm. There doesn't need to be a whole lot of lead humerus compression if that's not what your body does. But there does need to be this action that shows that the torso is leading the movement and there's some gravity going on in the swing. So there's this little bit of a dropping action. And you can see there's not too much of that going on here. And again, it's just because this child has been taught not to do that. So, and you can see through contact, this is kind of typical of using too much back arm, is he kind of has to back up to make room. You see how his head kind of moves back. He's kind of running out of room. The back shoulder is kind of crunching up against his chin. But honestly, this is a very good swing, and he could do, with this swing alone, he could do very well. He's going to have a good amount of power, probably a good amount of consistency with this swing. So what I had him do, he didn't have a lead arm training bat, but I told him to grab just a regular lighter bat, and you can see he just swinging with just the lead arm, he's slotting pretty well. Now, what I want to see, the reason why I want to see a lead arm training bat or something like it, you don't have to get my lead arm training bat, but something light is going to work much better, because sometimes heavy can work, but sometimes heavy makes the hitter exert in the shoulder just to keep the bat up. So I have to kind of play around and see what's going to work with the hitter. But I do prefer a lighter bat like the lead arm training bat. Again, you can use any light bat, but I did design the lead arm training bat specifically for this purpose. You can get it at theswingmechanic.com. You can see here, already slotting the bat much better. And then as we go through contact, you can see he's kind of used to backing up a little bit but he's not backing up quite as much. He's not running out of room. Notice, in order to square the barrel with the lead side, look at how he turns. Instead of backing up and flipping, he's turning to get that barrel square. That's the difference. That's one of the main differences between a lead side action and a more back arm dominant action. Let's back it up real quick too, because I want to point out, look how much he naturally closes more when he's utilizing just the lead side. This goes back to the Frisbee example. If you're throwing a Frisbee with the back arm only, you're going to basically leak open that lead shoulder early. If you're throwing it with the lead arm, as you normally throw a Frisbee, you tend to, well, you'll close much more, and that's just what your body wants to do when it's utilizing more of the lead side. If we take it back to his swing before, you can see this is how much he's closing his shoulders as opposed to this. So this is a reminder, when you guys add the back arm, and I'm not going to show video of him adding his back arm. We didn't even get to that, actually. But when you add your back arm, make sure you're still getting this much of a closed lead shoulder. Because what happens is the back arm gets on the bat, people stop closing that lead shoulder enough at the start of the swing, and all of a sudden you're back to back arm dominance, and people are wondering why they can't integrate the lead side swing that they practiced and into a two-handed swing. And that is almost always the case of why hitters can't do that. It's because they're not closing that lead shoulder enough. So for this child, I just recommended that he stay consistent with the lead arm progression. It's not going to be natural at first, and I would recommend getting a lighter bat so he can consistently do the lead arm progression and feel this slotting action, feel the lead arm kind of catch a free ride from the rotating torso, and just get to know what the lead side wants to do all on its own, and spend time with that. And the other thing is, stay away from working on a lot of the conventional stuff and slowly integrate that lead side swing into your regular swing. Like I said, when you add the back arm, you're going to want to make sure you close that lead shoulder. You're also going to want to make sure that the back arm follows the slotting action, the dropping action that the bat does at the start of the forward swing. This translates into sort of a movement like this. Mookie Betts has been doing this move, has been showing this, and he's correct. I like to think of it almost as like you're going from kind of a waving position to kind of a position where you're getting more stretch in the back shoulder, and it's almost like you're holding a tray of dishes. That's kind of the feel that ends up happening when your back arm follows what the lead arm would do all on its own. So there you have it. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your comments, let me know your questions, and I'll see you next time.